So let's start.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You just short-term memory and keep going.
Alright, welcome back to Taekwondo TV.
So let's start.
Alright, welcome back to Taekwondo TV. So on this episode, we're going to visit Washington State and Thoa Nguyen.
Hi Brian, and hi out there in YouTube land. My name is Thoa Nguyen, and I want to show you a little bit of how I practice. So I don't have a dojo, I practice a lot on my own, so I'm just going to step around and show you what it looks like. Okay, so these are the mats that I put up, and over here is the area that I set it up at, and that's on my back porch.
Wow, that's great.
I also have I also practice at a dojo, but it's a community center. That's how I practice.
So Thoa, can you tell us how long you've been training?
I've been doing Taekwondo for a long time. I started when I was 9. You guys are gonna make me do math.
Math? No, that's okay. I don't want to get roundhouse kicked today. So we'll just say that for a while.
My brothers were doing it, so then my mother made me do it. But the time in which I really started to want to compete in it seriously was when I was about 14, and my instructor at the was Salvador Chan in Colorado. He told me that the Taekwondo was going to be admitted into the Olympics. Initially, it's going to be a demonstration sport, and the time frame for that was 1988. So I was 14 at the time, and just knowing that it was going to be 3 years from that time, I knew I had to start training harder and more seriously, and that's when I really started to focus my training. And at that time, it was more for the sparring aspect, and I always did Umse at the same time, but Taekwondo was only admitted in the sparring arena. But I've always competed in both areas. Well, that's what inspired me, and all the great Olympic athletes that have come since then, and all the current athletes now that have made great achievements and accomplishments in Taekwondo. Those are the ones that inspire me to keep working and keep doing what I do.
So Ms. Thoa, can you tell us how Taekwondo has influenced a positive lifestyle for you?
Well, I will say that because I've been doing Taekwondo for so long, and when I was 14, as you may all know, that when you are in a dojo, one of the requirements as a junior black belt or as a black belt is to take over some of the teachings of the younger kids. And so that's when I got my first introduction to just working with kids, and that actually is something that I do professionally, is I work with kids. And that's one positive thing that it's taught me, is how to work with others, how to teach them, how to be patient, how to break down a complicated situation into the basics. And of course, it's taught me a lot of discipline. So if it wasn't for Taekwondo, I don't think that I would be as systematic or determined. And a schedule is a schedule, and being on time. So those are all positive things that you can use in life, that you currently use in life, I hope. But besides those sort of structural things, Taekwondo itself has given me a lot of confidence in the way that I do things, and it gives you a humbleness that regardless of what you're able to do, there's always going to be someone who can do it better than you, and not only that, they can hurt you doing the exact same thing that you struggle with. So it really makes you grounded, and you never take it for granted, and that's, I think, a real positive aspect of Taekwondo. It's not one of those things that you can say, you know what, today I did a Nanaban and a 520 spinning heel kick. Tomorrow you may not be able to do that. Today I can do a vertical side kick. Tomorrow maybe not even the next hour. So you have to enjoy the moment that you're at and continue to work at it, because it always changes.
So can you tell us, at what age did you decide to become a master?
So since I've been doing Taekwondo for a long time, I never thought that having a high rank was very important. Even going to the Olympics is not a necessary thing to have a high dan. But as I was older, and then Poomsae got into the whole arena of competing and being I wouldn't say competitive, but a new aspect of Poomsae was starting competitively, and they call it sport Poomsae back then. I think it was 2005. So since that, I wanted to really increase my knowledge of Taekwondo, and one of the ways of increasing your knowledge is becoming a ref or international referee. One of the basic requirements of an international referee is to be a fourth dan. So back in 2006, and at that time I was only a first dan, I skipped a dan, and then I of course worked towards being a fourth dan, and which I am. And in 2 years I get to try out for my fifth dan. So I'm gonna just keep going at it, climb, because even after the sport, even after I am done being an athlete, I certainly would like to still give back to Taekwondo and help other athletes and help other people understand Taekwondo the way that.
So what's your message to young girls who look up and want to be just like you someday?
My message to young girls who want to be like me, which I would be surprised about, is don't let other people decide on your fate, and don't let other people dictate how you will train. Every individual has to train on their own, not on their own by themselves, but they have to have their own understanding of their body. I am able to train a certain way, and that is consistent with the way my body can do it. Do not get stuck in someone else's training pattern or someone else's method of training, because each individual can only learn or progress according to what their body can do. So just be careful with the way you train. Do not let someone else dictate that training method. I train with someone who is very the dojo that I'm part of, which is with Master Leon Preston. It's called Taekwondo to Excel, the one that I was telling you about, which is a non-profit in a community center. He's one of the people that I work with, but the actual coach that does my coaching for Poomsae is Bob Mays, and he understands that each individual is specific or particular, and not to either wear me down or keep it too easy. So my message to you is be aware of your abilities, what you need for training, and keep your eye on the goal that you want, and don't let anyone else deter you from that goal. No matter if it's a holiday, no matter if it's a weekend, you have to make sure that you are training in the way that you need to in order to achieve that goal. So that's basically a how-to, but that's my message to you. So take care, and this is me signing out. Bye!